Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel TN Art. I hope you all are well. So let's start today's video. So in today's video, I will be unboxing this new resin that I received from this company. So let's open the box first. So I have opened the box and let's see which resin I got. So this is from Teexpert, their deep pour, and I'm so excited to try this one because I haven't tried the deep pour from Teexpert. So here is the box and it comes with the deep pour resin, and the resin is 1000 ml and the hardener is 1500 ml, and the kit contains this mixing stir by Teexpert and some popsicle sticks, some gloves, and this is the instruction guide where you can see user guide manual, all the details how to mix it and its properties, everything is mentioned in there. So here is the resin and I'm really excited. So let's start the project with this. I had the perfect project to try this resin. So let's start. So here I have my dice mold and I ordered this from Temu, and believe me, I was so surprised to see the price of this mold, and I will link it in my description. It was around £4 or something, and I can't believe it, the price for this mold. It is really at a very less price, and I was up for a challenge. I wanted to try, and it has a very good look, and the lid fits on the top very nicely. The dice I make with the other molds that from eBay, the top of those dice are a bit difficult. When it's finished, it has some sort of resin that's coming out. So but this is so flat and super, it looks easy, but I don't know, I'm up for the challenge. So I have mixed my resin here. So it's 2:1 ratio resin, and so I have mixed my resin here. I am taking black transparent pigment by Resin8. So unfortunately, I have been asked many times. This is a company that has been stopped and something happened to it. Their pigments were so amazing. So I think you can try any other company. It's a transparent black epoxy pigment. So I'm adding a little bit of it in my resin because I don't want a very dark black color. So when you are doing deep pours or you want an extra clear crystal finish, you can use this resin. So I'm slowly mixing the resin and checking for the color here, because I don't want to go too dark and too light as well, because I want to have that specific black hint of the look that I'm going for. So after mixing my resin, let's start pouring. So I will be pouring very little amount into the mold first because I want to do this in layers. But I will be doing one pour. Doing in layers meaning is that I do in steps to remove the bubbles and then add some more resin. You can see what I will be doing here. So as you can see, the resin is really bubble free, so I'm really happy about that. And plus it's really a low viscosity resin, so I'm happy that it will be reaching all the corners. But still, for the safe side, I will be using a pointy tool or any toothpick, anything, just to check all the corners so I don't have any trapped air bubbles. So here with my toothpick, as I explained before, I will be just checking the corner very carefully because I don't want to damage the mold also here. So these are some important steps you need to take care when you're making a dice or any small intricate mold. So Another thing that I'm doing here is I will be adding this fantasy film. This is cellophane paper, so it's really nothing expensive here. I will link that this is so budget friendly that you can buy a big roll and use in many projects. So I'm just cutting them and I'm just squishing them so that crunching them so I get most of the color out of this cellophane paper. So I'm just crunching here and adding them to my mold. Just one thing to tell you, that you don't need big paper of cellophane, because when you add them to your molds, it will stop area for resin to go in. So avoid that. So for tiny tiny pieces that I can see this triangle, I added a very little one. So if my dice is bigger, I add a little bit more. So I added all the fantasy paper to the molds now, so I'm topping it up now. So I'm really slowly adding the resin into the molds. So after that, I will be checking it again with any air bubbles. If I see, I will be pushing them upwards, just pushing the paper down. And I'm using a little bit of heat gun, not too much. And because of the heat gun, there were some bubbles that came up, so I'm just removing them with the help of a toothpick if I see any. So now what I will be doing here, I will be making a bit concentrated black color. I am taking a little amount of resin into my another cup, to which I will be adding the black transparent epoxy pigment. So I'm just getting a effect, light and dark of a black color, same color but a light and dark effect. So this is the color I was going for, so I will be adding this a little bit in all the dices. And after that, I will be doing the topping up completely. I will be filling up the molds now. And after I'm done with pouring my resin, I will be just using a little bit of torch, that's it, just a little bit, for the final touch. And again, if I find any bubble, I will be using my toothpick to release it. And one thing more you can do is you can leave this for around 10 to 15 minutes, so that if there is any bubble, it will come up before putting up the lid. So this is something that I will be doing next time. I will be leaving it for some time so that all the bubbles will come up. And another hint of torch again. So next thing what I'm doing here is I am topping up my resin, and I will be doing a bit of over pouring here, because I was thinking then when I will be placing the lid on them, it will come up. So that's why I'm doing this. So these are all my ideas and some things that I am just sharing with you that but I was doing. So I know I have had it added so many times the resin, and with toothpick I'm doing again and again. It's frustrating, but I wanted to share the complete process what I'm doing here. So it's time, the most difficult time is putting up the lid, because I want to be really careful. I don't want to introduce any air bubble. So it's first time I am adding the lid, so it's making a problem for me. I can see the air bubbles that are there. So I remove the lid again. So this step is going to be crucial, so you have to follow this. So there were so many things that I was thinking that I had to do. The main thing, I saw some bubbles, then I'm popping them again. These tiny bubbles that come up. So that's why I was telling you that if when you're pouring next, you need to wait for around 10 to 15 minutes so that all the bubbles come up. And now what I decided to do is that I decided that I will be covering the top of this dice lid with some resin. So again, I will be take two. I will be trying the lid again. So starting off from the center, I will be releasing it, taking care that I don't see any air bubble. So again, I see some air bubbles and I was not happy about this. Yeah, you can see there are big air bubbles. I was trying to remove them, but nope, it's not going to work. Again, I'm removing the lid. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. Don't worry, we will make something good out of this. So I thought that I'll pour some more resin, because during this process, a lot of resin was overflowing. Because I'm using a low viscosity resin here, so yeah, this was a bit easy to work with. Instead, if I had a high viscosity resin, it would have been curing right now, and I was getting a lot of bubbles. So let's try again, fingers crossed. And here we go. I think I got something good here. I can see no air bubbles. In that one, in that square, I think I saw a little bit. So I'm just removing a little sides and trying to remove the air bubbles to the side by pressing it very lightly to the areas where I see the bubbles. So all this you have to do, because you need to have a product when it's cured bubble free and crystal clear. So I can see two bubbles on this one, so I just slightly remove the lid again and I'm pressing it. Just a little speed of the process, because I was doing the same thing. So after that, when I was happy, I left it to cure. So this is the next day, and you can see, I can see there is no bubbles. So let's remove the lid now. So here we go, the lid is off. And I have a very thin layer of resin on top of this mold that I didn't knew, and I was trying to remove the dices without knowing that there is a layer of resin on top of the mold. And I was thinking that why they are not coming out. Then
So
when
I'm removing the layer of the resin very gently.
And during the molding that I didn't notice that my camera was off. So some of the molds, dices I removed from the mold. So I'm just showing you that is the top side, and this is rest of the dice. So if you're wondering that how I did manage to sand these, so I didn't sand these. I just cut it off with the scissor, the extra resin that was on the sides. And these were the remaining ones that have to come out. So you can see they are so amazing, and I'm so happy about the thing that I was doing, taking care of the bubbles and everything. So the end result is very of good quality. So I have to work really less just to remove the edges, and that's it. All the dice around is clear, and I have just 1 to 2 air bubbles. That's it. I'm not going to say that they are crystal clear, but 1 to 2 bubbles, and that's so tiny. So on to the next step is that I left them for 1 day, and after 1 day, second day, I came again, and now I'm doing I'm highlighting the numbers. So for this, I decided to use this copper acrylic paint. So the process is you take a little bit of paint and you put on the numbers. In my previous videos, I just applied all the paints on them and just clean them one by one. This time I'm doing a bit clean job here. Otherwise, I do really create a lot of mess. But this time I am getting with, so you need a baby wipe. Because when you're putting the paint on the number, you have to wipe it. And here I just added the number, the paint to the number, and then I am very gently wiping the rest of the color. So you will be doing this to all the sides. So this is going to take me some time. So I did all of them. I just wanted to show you a few of them how I'm doing it. So the rest are the same way. But again, I'm so happy how these dices turned out. Such a cheap mold, and you get so amazing dices. I'm so happy about it. Even after 2-3 pour, if my mold get dull or anything, I can buy more of these because such a low cost. And again, I'm really happy about this that this mold has no opening and it has a lid on the top, so you get no extra work to do. With the other molds that I have worked with, the one that I bought from eBay, they have a small opening for adding the resin, and when the resin is cured, you get a really circle on the top of that, and it's so time consuming to remove that mark from the top. So doing this to all of my dices, and one thing I do is that I clean them 2-3 times with the wipes. I do the wiping first, then I leave them for 20-25 minutes, then again I use the wipe to clean them. So you just need to check that there is no paint on the dices. So I'm just showing you a few of them, and after that I will be doing to all of them. I really like to make these dices. So let's see the final look after cleaning them up, how they look like. So this is the final look, and I'm so loving them, and that black and a hint of that dark black and the light black contrast with the cellophane paper number in copper colors. Perfect. And the look that I was going for, I achieved it, and we are all done here. So there was some things to follow, and after that I got a beautiful result, and they turned out amazing. So I hope you liked them, and if you did, please do let me know in comments, and also please like, subscribe and share. Thumbs up if you like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider do so. And thank you so much again for your beautiful comments. Take good care of yourself. Bye bye.